Hey everybody, it's me, SARA WISEMAN. Welcome. Today we're working with this channeled message. There's never any one reality. There's always another dimension. And yet we can find nowness wherever we are. And this speaks to this idea of our nature as an infinite soul. So that by infinite, I mean not just in time dimension, but in dimension of all space and all areas and all matter and just being a part of everything all the time. And so when we think about what's the truth or what's real, especially a lot of you guys who study with me at the beginning, all these things start to happen and you're like, is this real? How do I know I'm not making this up? And what's important to remember that our current idea of real in current mainstream reality is just like this tiny, tiny little segment of the grand picture of things. And so when we limit ourselves to this is the one way, or this is the one truth, or this is how it is, or this is the one reality, or this is the one factual sequence, or this is the one logical way, we're really cutting ourselves, really out of the bigger picture. And so what I like to do is when especially in today's world of so much fake news and so much false news, so much news that is deliberately put in there to distract you or sway you or confuse you or just be outright lies, especially with all of this going on, it's really important to have a source where you can tune into what's actually happening. And the way I like to do this is when I hear something that doesn't make sense. Maybe it's the way someone's acting, or maybe it's something I hear in the political world that just doesn't seem right, or maybe it's just some fact that seems impossible to believe. I will go into meditation. You can try this, and I will check with higher source, the guides, whoever tends to show up, or sometimes it shows up as symbolic image. And I will just check this supposed reality out. And what I find is that very quickly, if something is not as it is said to be, or not as it is being shown to be, the universe will come in there with like a blazing sword and show you, if not the real thing, they will show you that what you are being given is false. So it's funny when you think of the angelic realm, they're often depicted with these giant swords, these swords of cutting through the chaos and the confusion and bringing the truth of the matter to the forefront. And so, and again, when you are faced with, there's only one way, like say you come to a problem, I've got this choice, or maybe if you're lucky, I've got this choice and this choice. But there's always more realities. And when you add in this element of dimensionality, for those of you who, know how to journey in the other realms, you can go look at the truth of a situation from the guide's perspective. You can ask them, or you can look at the truth of a situation from a past life perspective, or you can look from a future life perspective, or you can look from the perspective of some other dimensionality where you're actually you can appear like a fly on the wall, or you can appear from a bird's eye view, and you can look at things that way. A lot of you guys that work with me also, we use this rose technique where we just put up this symbolic container of information and it just shows you what is. Like there's no doubt about what's being presented or what people are telling you. It's just like, here's how it is. So there's not the reality that is given to you may or may not be correct. The truth of the matter may or may not be true. So go ahead and work with all the skills you have in journeying and look at this from different perspectives, go into different dimensionalities and look at it that way, and see what starts to come up as a pattern that you can actually trust and start to believe. I am Sarah Wiseman. You will find me at sarawiseman.com.